Isn't it funny that last time we talked about how it's kind of funny that there's no difference between one year and the next year other than our mentality about it? New year, new me, right? Well, I actually looked it up, and 80% of New Year's resolutions are failed by mid-February. That's not so funny. So treat this video as kind of like an extenuation of last video, because we talked about in last video how the calendar year doesn't really mean anything. The change starts with you, and your community, your influence circle is what's going to change. So let's work on changing those, right? But that change doesn't have to start January 1st. I'm going to argue that that mentality is toxic, like we talked about last time, and that you should be starting those things right now. There's no difference between starting a New Year's resolution January 1st and starting positive change today, other than you losing out on like 2 months of extra growth, and come January, putting way too much pressure on yourself to achieve these goals. Well, 80% of those New Year's resolutions fail by mid-February, so why do they fail? I see 2 big categories of why New Year's resolutions fail. The first one is that resolution is a very strong word. It implies that you achieve it or you don't achieve it, right? There's no leeway. If you fail at this goal this week, well, you're just done. I give up. Mid-February, I stopped going to the gym, so, I failed at my goal. It's not like next week you could start going to the gym or go in a different capacity, and you're not going to achieve as much as you originally set out to, but you're still going to improve, right? And then number 2 is that they're lofty goals. It's just like, I'm gonna throw a New Year's resolution on a wall and hope that it sticks. Even though I've never gone to the gym in the past year, I wanna go like 6 times a week. 6 times a week sounds like a good number. I'm gonna go to the gym 6 times a week in 2021. Do you know what you're doing in the gym? Have you been to the gym? Do you know anyone that goes to the gym? And it doesn't have to be gym. You could be eating better. It could be being a better person, being a better friend, being a better mentor, influencing the people around you. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. That's like the stereotypical one, right? So that's not gonna happen. That's unrealistic, right? Let's ease you into it. So maybe next year you're going 6 times a week. Or maybe in March you're going 6 times a week. Make your New Year's resolutions that you're going to the gym in April. Right? Not just for the month of January. I work at a gym, which is why I use that example a lot. We are the busiest January 3rd when we open back up to like mid-February, like that resolution statistic is saying. That's crazy. We see less people in May than we do in January because everybody has it in their head that they gotta go in January. They gotta change them, new year, new me. Make positive, attainable change, right? So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now, and I have 2 ways, 2 ideas for you to have sustainable change today and, going to New Year if you don't follow my advice of starting today, and for some reason you're stuck in this whole social thing of starting January 1st, that's okay. I'm gonna give you some advice for starting January 1st. It would be better if you started today, but that's okay. The first one is, instead of using the word resolution, use the word goal. And with that goal, it has to be a SMART goal, right? Specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. If you actually make these SMART goals instead of resolutions, you have leeway to fail. If you don't go to the gym week number 4, that's okay. You can go week 5 through 52, right? Just because you're not doing great 1 week or 1 month doesn't mean that your whole goal is failed. Your goal should be improving. So even if you go half as much as you want to, or do whatever your goal is half as much, you're still better than you are today. So make it a goal instead of a resolution. The second idea is, instead of a goal or a resolution, have a word. Because that word that you focus your year around doesn't imply failure. If my word is influence, and I strive to understand my influence better, and I strive to impact more people in more positive ways, if I do that at all, I've succeeded, right? It's really the extent of what your word is. And that word doesn't have to come with habit changes. Your word can just come with understanding. If your word is caring, Understand how you care about people better, because that's going to impact the people around you more. Understand yourself and how much you can care, right? So it doesn't have to be a thing that goes from 0 and goes to 100, and if you don't get to 100, you fail. It doesn't have to be that. If you're starting here and you only make it to here, that's still success. Redefine what success means to you, and you're gonna have a much better time going into 2021, or today when you start doing these things today. So, if you care about personal, professional, or financial development, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down there. I'm putting out 2 to 3 videos every single week geared towards giving you the tools to succeed in and after college. I'm proud of you, I love you, and I'll see you next time.